Hello lovely ad girls. Today I want to show you how you can very quickly optimize your Google AdWords account using the new Google report feature that has been recently added. It's really easy to use. It has a drag and drop option and it shows you very quickly in which areas you can gain more conversions, where you can lower costs, etc. I show it to you in a minute. It won't take long. I give you a brief overview of today's video. It will be about location optimization, device optimization and network optimization. So let's switch over to the Google AdWords interface. On your reports tab you see that red tab plus report. You click on the drop down menu and I want to create a bar chart, but you just choose whatever you want to create. Right, so now we are in the report area and here you've got the drag and drop area. You can see the level of detail that you can choose: campaign, ad group, ad state, performance-based data, targeting, network device, search term, conversions, location, time, competitive metrics, Google Analytics metrics, attribution. That was it. So really a lot of details that you can choose in order to get insights into your account, and it's really helpful, and you can create your reports super quick and you can change them as well. So as I mentioned in the introduction, we will have a look at 3 optimization areas: location, device and network. Let's start with the location area. So I scroll down to location and I have an account where I'm targeting the whole of Germany, but I want to know how are the specific cities performing. So I choose city and I just drop it into that area, and very quickly you have all the cities that I'm targeting. Unspecified obviously is groupage of certain cities that probably have not enough traffic to be displayed single, so they are grouped as unspecified. And then I would like to know how many clicks do those cities generate in a certain time frame. Please make sure you choose a time frame which is big enough and gives you enough historical data to analyze your account. If you only have like 10 clicks or 20 clicks, that's not going to be very representative. So make sure you have something like 1000 clicks if you can, or at least a couple of hundred clicks. That would be great. And then I want to have a look at the conversion rate. So I choose click conversion rate. Oop. So now I have the city, the clicks and the click conversion rate, and it very quickly generates that bar chart, and you can see red is conversion rate, blue is clicks. If you wanted to add a third metric, let's say the cost per converted click, unfortunately that doesn't work. So you would have to replace one of the 2 you have already chosen, either clicks or click conversion rate. So I put it back. But if you just want to look at one metric, you can also just get rid of the conversion rate. So it's really easy also to just, for example, replace certain metrics. So fantastic report features here. So let's go back to the click conversion rate. I have my cities. The blue bars are the clicks and the red bar is the click conversion rate. So you can see the highest number of clicks is generated in Berlin. Unspecified, obviously we can forget about that. Then we have Munich, Hamburg has even more clicks, Frankfurt, and then it goes down. But what you can see nicely is the click conversion rate has very different values per city. So the highest obviously in Düsseldorf with 8.52% compared to Berlin 5.89%, and the lowest seems to be in Nuremberg with 2.9% compared to Cologne 2.91%. So what I really like about this diagram or this chart is that you can very quickly identify cities with high conversion rate and cities with low conversion rate. What you can now also do is, okay, we know the number of clicks. We can now have a look, what is our CPA, so the cost per converted click? How much do we pay for a conversion? And very interesting, Düsseldorf, with a high conversion rate, has a very low cost per click. Hamburg, very similar. So if we would say our maximum cost per click is £5, that's what we pay in Berlin. So all the ones which are lower £5, we have room to increase. So those ones, for example, Düsseldorf, Stuttgart, Hamburg, Munich, they all have a CPA below £5 and the conversion rate is very high. So what happens if I invest more money into those cities is that very likely the number of conversions will increase because we probably will have a higher ad position. If we increase the bid, the ad position will be higher and we will probably get more clicks, which then means that with the same conversion rate, the number of conversions will go up. At the same time, of course, the CPA will increase as well, but because it is still under the target CPA of £5, this is specifically for this account. Of course, you probably have different targets. I can just reallocate more budget to those cities. At the same time, I have a few cities like Cologne where the cost per conversion is 9.19 with a quite low conversion rate, 2.91. The same for Nuremberg, CPA 8.76 and the conversion rate 2.9. So those two cities don't convert very well but have relatively high CPA. So I could decrease the bid for Nuremberg, and which one was the other one? Cologne, and increase the bid for all those well-performing cities. So how are you going to do that? You will have to target those specific cities and adjust their bids. I'll show you how you can do that in a minute. So you now need to go into your campaigns tab, and under settings you can find the location settings. So this campaign is targeting the whole of Germany. What we need to do if we want to adjust the bids for a specific city, we click on location, and let's say one of the well-performing cities was Düsseldorf. So I choose Düsseldorf. Make sure you choose the city, not the airport. Add, save, and under bid adjustment you can increase the bid by, let's say, 20%. At the same time, I remember Nuremberg was not performing very well, so I want to reduce the bids for Nuremberg by, let's say, 20%. That is all based on your calculation. So based on the CPA that you are targeting, you can calculate how much more do you want to decrease your bid or increase your bid. So this 20%, of course, is just an example. And then, so what will happen now if someone from Düsseldorf searches on Google and clicks on your ad? You will be willing to pay 20% more for that click than you do for your other locations where you don't have a bid adjustment. At the same time, for Nuremberg, if some people based in Nuremberg click on your ad, you pay 20% less for a click than you would pay for other cities where you don't have a bid adjustment. So this helps you to take budget from Nuremberg and invest it in Düsseldorf, which will help you to increase the number of conversions and still stay at the CPA that you are targeting. So it basically gives you more conversions the cost that you are willing to pay. And this is very important because we want to use the budget efficiently, especially because many of us only have a limited budget to use per month. And if we spend it on cities or areas where we don't make many conversions, conversions could be sales, could be leads, for example, filling out contact forms, downloading a report, submitting email addresses for newsletters, whatever you want to track, but you want to maximize that obviously for your budget. You don't want to lose money in areas where you don't have many returns. So make sure you look into your location optimization. Right, so back to the report area. By the way, you can save this report, you enter a name, and you can also download it as PDF or PNG. You can also send it via email or you can make it an automatic report which will be sent to you on a weekly basis, first day of the month, whatever. So it's really handy for creating frequent reports on a regular basis. So the next area I want to show you is the device optimization. As you know, you can target 3 different devices with Google AdWords: desktop computers, tablets, and mobile phones. You have the option with Google AdWords to set bid adjustments for mobile phones. So if you set a bid for a keyword, let's say you're a hairdresser in London, and for the keyword hairdresser London you're willing to pay £2.50, that is your bid for desktop and tablet users. So if someone comes with a searches on the mobile phone, you have the option to adjust that bid. If you don't do anything, you will also pay a maximum of $2.50 for mobile phones, but you can say I want to pay more or less for mobile phone users. So let's have a look into the mobile phone data. We have to go to targeting device. We just replace city, and very quickly you can see the cost per converted click and the click conversion rate per device. So the best click conversion rates we have on tablets, followed by desktop computers, and the lowest for mobile phones. It really depends on the landing page a lot. If the landing page is mobile phone optimized, you usually can increase your conversion rate substantially. I mean, you probably have experienced it yourself. If you have a smartphone and you go online and you want to buy something, and if the website is not optimized for phones, it's really difficult to fill out forms, to make payments, etc. Some companies have a lot of steps in the payment process or in a checkout process. It becomes really difficult, and sometimes you don't have the time and you can't be bothered and you just give up. Well, that's really sad to lose those users. So this account, we can see, is quite a bit of a difference. It's nearly half the conversion rate for mobile phones than we have for desktop computers. So it wouldn't make sense here now to increase the bid, because the higher bid doesn't help you to increase your conversion rate. The conversion rate is either you get people on your website that are not seeing what they are looking for when they land on your website, or for example you get mobile phone users and the website is not mobile phone optimized. So the first thing I would do if I see such a difference in conversion rate, I would try to understand the user experience for mobile phone users. Have a look at your website. Have a look at, take your smartphone, have a look at your website in your smartphone and go through the checkout process or whatever process you have to generate a conversion. Could be a download or newsletter sign up, etc. So is it user friendly? Is it easy to navigate for mobile phone users? Are the buttons big enough to be pressed with your fingers? And is the font big enough, etc., etc. Also, you could display your telephone number in any process of the checkout. For example, if people have problems, they could call you immediately and ask how they can proceed. Whatever it is you can do to optimize for mobile phone users, you should try. If you have a Webmaster Tool account, you can even do an A/B testing of your landing pages. You can compare landing page A to landing page B and so forth. So there are lots of possibilities. If you have a WordPress website, most websites are mobile friendly anyway, but it depends a bit on your design. You might have to tweak a little bit and to make it better. So this is very helpful just to see where you might have to optimize your landing page. And just to see how important it is, you can have a look at the number of clicks. And there you can see, although the conversion rate is higher for tablets, the clicks are actually lower than the clicks we get for mobile phones. You probably also heard how important it is to optimize your website for mobile phones because the number of searches of mobile phones goes up. You probably know it when you are somewhere, you're waiting for the public transport, or you're sitting at home at the couch, you're waiting for something, whatever it is. Most people, they grab their phones, they search for something, they read something, etc. So more and more people complete searches or purchases on their mobile phones now. So you should really look into that. I also have an article on my blog about that. You can read that at the adgirlsbusinessclub.com, and make sure you really look into your website to optimize it for mobile phones. Right, so the next step will be the optimization for networks. So where do we have the networks? Targeting, network with search partners. So I just drag and drop and it will replace the device option. You probably know that we have two networks on Google. One is the Google Search Network and the Google Display Network is the other one. The Google Search Network has two areas. One is the Google Search and the Google Search Partners. Google Search is what you are targeting with your account. For example, if you are targeting the UK, google.co.uk, the US, google.com, Germany would be google.de, and so on. The search partners are partner sites from Google. Partner sites is, for example, AOL. We don't get an extensive list from Google about the partner sites, but you can actually include or exclude search partners as a whole. You cannot select certain search partners, you just can opt in or opt out. However, the performance for search partners is often very different to the Google search results page, as you can see here. So again, we have clicks and conversion rate, and the number of clicks you get on search partner sites is usually a lot lower than the one you have on Google search. But nevertheless, you still spend some money there, right? So if we go to cost, just have a look, instead of clicks, we have a look at the cost. 587, we spent here 3,876. So it's more than 10% that you spend on search partners. And if your budget is limited, or if you have to meet your targets, and you are not happy with the Google Search Partner performance, you can actually exclude it, which means you can then reallocate the budget towards the Google Search where you are more profitable. So what we can see here is that the conversion rate is 4.27%. It's a good conversion rate, but still it is lower than the click conversion rate we have on Google Search. So if you are tight in budget and you need to make some changes where your budget is more efficiently used, you could exclude the search partners account-wide or for certain campaigns. You have to do it on a campaign level anyway. What I would recommend you is to run a campaign report with the segment of search partners and just see if the search partner performance is lower than the Google search performance in all campaigns, or you might have some campaigns where the conversion rate is actually higher for search partners than on Google search. I have seen very different performance results per campaign. So make sure before you take action, check each campaign how they are performing on the search partners, and then if they are underperforming, you might want to exclude the search partners. On the other hand, if you are trying to maximize your revenue or your number of conversions, you might not mind a lower conversion rate, but still it brings conversions, which we can have a look, number of converted clicks. So it only brings 97 conversions for the time frame that I've chosen, but if you are looking to maximize your number of conversions and revenue, well, then you, by all means, you keep the search partners. If that is the metric you are choosing to optimize, then this will help you. So as you can see, it really depends what targets you have. Is your target to optimize your budget, to use it in the most efficient way, or is your budget to maximize revenue and conversions, and your CPA is more flexible? So whatever your target is, and you should have set it before you start advertising with Google AdWords, because you need to compare your actual performance with the target that you have, with your goal that you are setting, because otherwise you don't know where you are heading. You don't know, is your performance good, is it bad? You really need to know what your KPIs and your targets are. I have a specific article on my blog on the website as well. If you want to read about goal setting, please head over to the blog and read about that. Right, so I hope this quick overview of the new report feature in Google AdWords helped you to understand how you can quickly see areas where you can optimize your account and your budget to help you to maximize your conversions, your revenue, or whatever you want to achieve, and to very quickly understand and create reports. You can download them, you can schedule them. So as I always preach, you don't have to spend a lot of time on Google AdWords if you know how to optimize and run reports. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to shoot me an email, to contact me, or to leave a reply on blog posts. Also, please share the video with anyone you think might find this helpful. Okay, and thank you very much for listening. Happy optimization, and speak to you soon. Bye bye.